Today, KXAN's Chris Sadeghi rode along with Border Patrol agents in the McAllen area to get a closer look at the crisis on the Texas-Mexico border. Central Americans are putting their lives on the line trying to cross into the United States. And as Chris shows us tonight, when they are young children, it can create a dilemma for law enforcement.
Somewhere in Central America, a drug cartel gets paid, a dangerous journey begins.
Smuggled on buses, so they'll be smuggled in the luggage compartments of buses.
A rough ride that leads to the wilderness.
There's a fair amount of rattlesnakes out here.
If they survive it all, a quick-moving river and a tall wall still separates them from a new world.
We have a straight down drop right there between like 15 and 18 feet.
Border Patrol agents Pete Bittigan and Joe Gutierrez took us on patrol along the Rio Grande.
They have small inflatable rafts. They're loading them up with 10 to 20 people.
Even when they don't find illegal immigrants, they find their tools.
They'll prop up a ladder, hide the ladder in the brush, prop up the ladder, send people up and over.
And this journey is for all ages, even some in diapers.
It's just incredible to think about what these kids face.
This pile of life jackets sits just on the American side of the river, and there's other things that obviously belong to very young children. Border Patrol says when they come across unaccompanied kids, they have to flip the switch from law enforcement to humanitarian.
Generally, they'll just walk right up to the agents. I mean, they're looking for us out here.
Bittigan says a quarter of all illegal immigrants are children, and those kids look for the green uniform as a friend, not an enemy. And they're right.
We like playing the role of someone who is going to help them, and they know that.
Immigration proceedings will determine what ultimately happens to the kids that arrive with their lives in a backpack. But while in Border Patrol custody, groups of children are secured and given food and water. Bittigan says it's the humane way, the American way.
We're the United States for a reason. People know that we have that good reputation.
A country just a river away, but a world apart. From the Rio Grande Valley, Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
Looking deeper, the Border Patrol told KXAN today they've detained 220,000 people over the past year. What makes this latest influx so unique is that 70% are now coming from countries other than Mexico. 3,000 Border Patrol agents are now covering 316 miles of the Rio Grande. But they tell us they are not sure how operations will change once the National Guard deploys to the border. And even though the number of unaccompanied children has fallen in recent weeks, the Border Patrol says that's due in part to the summer, when activity typically slows down. Even with the recent decrease, they're still 30% above where they were last year when illegal immigrant crossings are concerned. Troops are training in Central Texas before heading to the border. The Adjutant General of the Texas National Guard testified in front of a Texas House committee today. He said training is happening right now at Camp Swift. To see more about what's happening now, even miles north of the border, find this story at our website, kxan.com.